So we're doing our half split right now, our Ardha Hanuman. So we're just pulling this right hip back, keep the hips aligned, making sure we don't twist our pelvis, stretch spine long. Then we're going to slowly hinge forward over that leg, breathing in and breathing out. One more time, breathing in and breathing out. Now we're going to extend, bend that front knee, I should say. We're going to come forward, back knee is on the mat. Take an inhale, low lunge. And then one more time, we're going to shift back, half split. And you're just lengthening your spine. Your hips are aligned, making sure you don't rotate your hips out of alignment. Pulling this hip back, this one's forward, breathing in. That right hip's pulling back, that left hip's coming forward. Lengthen your spine. One more time, I want you to come forward into low lunge. Lengthen arms. Breathing in. That front knee is just right over your ankle, doesn't shoot over. Now come right back one last time. So you're adjusting the pelvis. This hip's pulling back, this one's coming forward, spine is long. Stretch your breastbone forward and through. And hold. Hinging over that leg. Slowly we're going to come up. Walk your hands a little closer together. Then I'm going to have you shift forward, shift back, shift forward, shift back. Continually shift forward and back until you feel ready to go into your full split. Hanumanasana. You can have a yoga block. You could place it under your pelvis. You can have your hands narrow. Then you slide your front leg forward, your back leg behind you. And stay here and breathe. Your hips are squared. Breathing in, lengthening your spine, breathing out. So again, you can have a yoga blanket under you. You could be on a yoga block. If you don't have a block, just go to where it's comfortable. You don't want to force anything in your body. Just stretching your spine long. And if it's within your practice, if you want to stretch forward over that leg, you also can stretch over that leg. Take a few breaths here. One more deep inhale, and one more deep exhale. Gently come back up. Slowly, you're going to lift up off your mat. What I want you to do here, you're going to gently come up. I'm going to have you take this front leg, go into a plank. Then I'm going to have you come into a flow. Elbows in, breathing in. And then you're going to lift up into upward dog. Exhale, breathing in, open chest and shoulders. Up dog, you're inhaling, just really opening the chest. Exhale into downward dog. Then I want you to take left leg straight up behind you, fold your knee, walk it in front on your mat. You're going to drop your back knee down. Top of foot can rest on mat. Then I'm going to have you lift your arms up, take an inhalation, and then I want you to exhale and shift your weight back. And again, inhale, breathing in, lengthening up, and then I want you to exhale, shift your weight back. Gonna bring this left hip back, right hip forward, and gently hinge over that leg. Feel the back of that leg stretching long. Gently come up. We're going to do low lunge forward. Lengthening up through the spine. Front knee is above ankle. Breathing in. Exhale. We're going to go back into Ardha Hanuman. You're just going to shift your weight back. Want to make sure this right hip starts to pull forward. This left hip pulls back. Your pelvis is aligned and squared. Lengthen your sternum, your breastbone forward. And breathe. Gently deepening that stretch. We stretch from the hips without bending at the spine. If you can, come a little closer over that leg. Do what's right for your body. There is no forcing. Slowly, we're going to come back up. Now what I want you to do, you're going to extend your back leg up. And I want you to slowly start to shift your weight forward. And then back. You're shifting your weight forward. And then you're shifting your weight back. Couple more. Shifting forward and back. Just warming up a little more. Then I'm going to have you bring your hands a little closer to you. More narrow. Take your block, if you have one. And you're going to start to extend that front leg out. You can place the block under your pelvis. You're rotating this right hip forward and this left hip pulls back. You're lengthening into the air. Lengthen your spine. Remember, you're not going to force anything. Just do what feels right for your body. Your hands come a little narrow. You're just kind of easing in. You could have a folded up pillow. You could have a folded up blanket under your pelvis as well, to kind of bring the ground up to you to support you. And then that way you're not forcing into the ligaments or joints. So just do what's comfortable for your body. And as you work on this with time, you will notice a difference. I'm going to slide this. And I'm going to see, this is my harder side, so I have more space. I'm not going to force it. Breathing in and breathing out. If it's within your capacity and practice, if you want to come forward, you can, and breathe. Focus inward. Breathe it out. We're going to take another deep inhale here. Slowly make your way back up. And then to come out of the pose, you're lifting up pelvis. And then I'm going to have you take this front leg. You're going to lift up that back knee. Then I'm going to have you take it into a plank. So you're in your plank. And then we're going to go ahead and flow it out. So you're just going to go into Chaturanga Dandasana. Lift chest forward and through. Do a deep inhale. And then exhale as you come back into your downward dog. And then we're just going to hang here for a second. Breathe. Just really let the back and the legs release. Just stretch it out. Don't worry if heels aren't touching the floor. It's okay. Pull breastbone forward. Feel those hips stretch away from you. And then feel the energy travel down the legs into the ground. We have several currents of energy flow going through our bodies right now. Lengthen that spine forward. Lengthen those legs backwards, down behind you into the ground. Pull those hips. Feel like your ribs are stretching off the front of your hips. And gently going to fold those knees, come down to the mat. Awesome. All right, from your all fours position, I'm going to have you open, breathing in, stretch out your side. And then exhale. I'm going to have you go to the other side. Open, breathing in. You're rotating from between your two blades in your back. Hip points are still square to the mat. And then exhale, come back to the mat. Good. All right, so we're going to walk our feet through. And then I'm going to have you do a straddle. And I don't mean like a full middle split. I'm going to have you work on stretching out sides of back first. You want your knees to face up to the sky. And we did a half butterfly before. So we started to get the hips to stretch this way. And I'm going to have you rotate to one side and then rotate to the other side several times just to start to stretch your low back. Okay, so now after you stretch to one side, keep weight balanced through the bottom of your pelvis. Breastbone lengthens up. And I'm going to have you stretch towards one leg for a moment. Just stay here and breathe. We're just lengthening and breathing. You're going to feel one side of the back stretching. That way when we stretch to the center, our body's going to be ready for it. Slowly, we're going to come up. Think of your breastbone rotating to the other leg. But I don't want you to unweight this half of your pelvis. So keep the weight through this half of the pelvis. Breastbone long. And you're going to start to walk and stretch over this leg. So you're going to walk forward, stretch over this leg. Breastbones long. Breathing in. You're going to feel the other side of your spine stretch. Breathing in, exhale, one more time. Slowly come up center. Okay, so now your kneecaps, knees face up to the sky. Your feet, you're actively stretching your legs away from you. Your knees are facing up to the sky. You want to have the heels down on the mat. The arches of your feet, you're reaching through the bottoms of your feet. Stretch your spine long. If you have a yoga blanket, a rolled up, if you have a blanket, a pillow, you can use it in front. You can use it for your forehead. You can bring your arms like that. And you're going to come forward without forcing anything. And just stretch. Breathing in. Just gently giving into the stretch. Keep that spine long. We don't want to arch our back. I don't mean arch, I mean round. Round, we don't want to compromise our spine. So lengthen your breastbone. And to modify this one, you can put a blanket under your pelvis and lift your pelvis up higher. And when your pelvis lifts up higher, it gives your back some more space in your hips. So if you have herniated discs, I wouldn't do this one because it could aggravate them. So I wouldn't do this one. Be kind to your body. Be kind. Feel the give. We're going to do another deep inhale here. And we're going to slowly make our way up. We're going to take our legs in. Awesome. Then I'm going to have you just do a little butterfly release. Let your legs release. Okay, next what I want you to do, we're going to do a little back extension, and I want to do something that will strengthen your back as well. So if you come down to your mat, and we're going to do a little cobra. I'm moving. Okay, I'm moving a little. So for cobra, your elbows are under your shoulders. And then from here, here's a lower cobra. If it's more comfortable to come up just a little bit, you can come up here. If it's okay, bring your elbows directly under your shoulders. Feel the abdominal stretching, tops of feet are on the ground. And then I'm going to have you keep the back of the neck long. Feel the shoulders drop away from the ears. And I want you to just stay here and breathe, feeling the energy. We want to strengthen our spine. If we sit during the day, we really want to get our spine to get strong, and we want to bend it the other way. Just think of those collarbones being wide. Take a couple more inhales, exhales here. Good. One more time, breathing in. And then exhale. Gently, I'm going to have you come down to the mat. And then just do a release just by having the forehead rest on the backs of your hands for a moment. And just take a few inhales and exhales into that low back area. Gently letting the front of the pelvis sink deeper into the mat. Feel the two hip points narrow together in the front. And just feel how the back of the pelvis widens as you breathe. One more deep inhale. And one more deep exhale. All right, take hands under shoulders. Want you to press up to hands and knees. Then I'm going to have you just do a little cat-cow. So I'm just going to have you drop your chin, drop your tailbone, exhale, and then create length. And you're just letting your spine stretch. So you're going to go exhale, inhale, exhale, and then inhale. Two more. And last one, breathing in and exhale. All right. Next exercise, what I want you to do, we're just gonna, let's see. Let's do Shavasana. Let's do fire log. And if you have one leg, you're going to have the knee, the ankle parallel. And then you're going to take the other leg on top. And I'm going to use a yoga block. I have tight hips, but I really love to stretch them. I've been running for the past 35 years. And running really can make your hips tight. But my goal is to get them to stretch more. So the things that we need the most, it's really good if we could do them. So if you're not totally parallel, do what you can. And you flex your feet to protect the knees, and it opens the hips. So you can flex both feet, and I'm just gradually just letting the tension go. If you stretch up, I like to stretch up and lengthen because it allows my legs to settle a little more. And I can feel openness in the front of the hip sockets. So if that feels good to you, you can join me with the stretching up to kind of unweight the hip joints. And then when you're ready, you can bring arms forward and stretch over the front of the thighs. Lengthen, breastbone up. And without forcing it, they just kind of drop. So no worries, we are where we are. And I know that tons of people who do yoga, they can do lotus, their legs are just flat on the ground, and I love that. So if you're doing that right now, that's wonderful. Just breathe. We're really getting into our hips. Easy pose is also something you could do instead of fire log. If it's too painful, you could cross the ankles. So it's a less intense of a stretch. So slowly we're going to come up, lengthening up. Okay, we're going to do the other side now. Extend legs out and just shake out your knees for a moment. All right. Now, We're going to fold in the opposite leg. It's like your knee is parallel with the ankle. We're going to place that on the ground first, on our mat. Okay, then we're going to fold in the other leg. If you could have your foot go a little higher than that knee, and then just let the other side, so your legs are aligned. It's like ankle to knee, and you just stack them. If they don't touch, no worries, it's okay. You can even use a block. Put a block under the knee for support. Stretch into the air. You can cross your ankles down like that for easy pose, Sakasana, whatever works for your body. Stretching up, lengthening, and as you lengthen up, feel those hips stretch a little and release. Lengthen up. See if those legs come down a little deeper. Flex your feet. Breathing in and breathing out. Just go into the pose. Feel those hips start to release a little more. Pelvis just sinks down into the mat. Exhale, release. When you feel your legs, hips give a little, and you can bring arms down if you like. Start to reach forward wherever you can. No forcing it. Breathing in and breathing out. Keep the spine lengthening. We're going to go in to any nooks and crannies, and I'm laughing when I say that, because right now, like right deep inside those hips, I'm really feeling it. I'm sending the oxygen, the chi, the prana into those hips. And I'm releasing the tension right along with it with the exhale. Kind of melting. I'm welcoming the opportunity to release some of the old. And it can be painful. And I'm acknowledging that and just letting it go. Keeping the spine long. We're going to take a couple more deep inhales, exhales. Yeah, one more time. And slowly make your way up. Then we're just going to take the legs, bend the knees, little windshield wiper side to side. Then we're just going to stretch, do a little back bend, lifting up. You can even press shoulder blades apart. Then lift up, breathing in. Exhale, release your back. One more. Breathing in. And then exhale. Then we're going to come into Sakasana. Breathe to one side. Inhale, look over your shoulder. Exhale, come back. Breathe to the other side. Inhale, look over your shoulder. And exhale, come back. We're going to take our knees underneath us. Do a little rest pose. Sit straight back, hips over heels. Breathe into that middle center of your back. Inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in. And exhale. Slowly we're going to come up. And if you want to go into Shavasana, You can lie down, relax everything onto the mat, and I want you to stay here on your own and just release everything. Observe your thoughts, breathe. You can end your practice this way as long as you want to stay in Shavasana. And if you want to end with me, you're going to come up into easy pose. Draw your hands into your heart center and be thankful and be grateful for the time you have just given yourself and the dedication that you gave to your body to help calm, focus, release, because we wanted to release anything that doesn't serve us and regenerate for renewal. So just take a moment, being grateful, and the light within me acknowledges and sees the light within you. So I thank you for joining me tonight, whether you're seeing this morning, afternoon, or evening. So thank you. I appreciate you. If you liked it, please hit thumbs up, and I'll see you again soon. Peace. I hope you feel refreshed so that you can go on with the rest of your day or night. Take care. Bye. Peace.